Junior's landscaping in the front yard.
Then he was really ready.
Should I
wasn't he?
gavel this?
There you go.
Still red. We're still red here.
Where?
No, it should,
They're on.
I think they're on.
That red means it's on?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Oh, the top.
so we're good to go? Okay. Good evening, everybody. This is the August meeting of the Bruceville Redevelopment Commission, also TIF Board. And we'll start with the minutes of the last meeting.
Okay, these were sent out to you after the last meeting and then again yesterday. And so are there any corrections or omissions that should be taken care of?
Does anybody have any additions or corrections to the minutes of the previous meeting? Any additions or corrections to the minutes of the previous meeting?
No, I make a motion we accept them where they are.
We have a motion to accept and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. We'll move on. Do we have a financial status?
It is the same as last month. There's been no transactions because the town signage was paid for in July, and so that was already captured in the last month. So we have a balance in the TIF fund of $376,000 approximately, and we have a remaining budget authority for $80,000 approximately for this year.
Okay. Any questions? Okay.
So what did they allot us for next year?
I'm sorry.
Do you know what they allotted us?
I
for
do
next
not
year?
know what they allotted us for next year.
Should have been $100,000.
Usually it is.
According to from what they talked about on the last meeting they just had a few nights ago, it sounded like it was 100,000 next year as well.
Good.
So if we don't spend the 80,000 this year, does it carry over?
No.
The budgetary authority does not carry over. The money stays in the fund, but we're still limited to 100,000 next year.
Yeah. Unless we go to the board and ask for them to reconsider extra allotment.
Or apply the 80,000 to something that's, we've already voted to do, like the park?
Yeah. That is something we'll be talking about here this evening. The next item up is the Bruceville TIF 2 district adoption process. Rick and I met with Dave Kiesler yesterday to go over the map and also these steps here. And everybody, I've given you a copy of where we're going here. We did item 1 there, which is the RDC. We identify the need and updating the district boundaries. We did all that. We have engaged consultants, and we're just waiting for them to send us their contracts. And we did this back in May of this year. We accepted the same ones that are working with the city or the town here. And then so but we have to have our own contracts. So Dave's going to send us a copy of his contract that'll work with us, and then we'll also get the one from Brock.
Who's the financial consultant.
Yeah, they're the financial people. So we'll be getting one from him. Declaratory resolution, that's Adam, I believe, right? He's going to be putting that together. The revised economic development plan will be updated and maps and everything. Rick is going to contact the county and have them send a PDF of the town, a new layout of the town over directly to Kiesler. That way they've got it to work with.
And we'll ask them to also give it to us in AutoCAD so that they can make changes to the map itself.
Yeah,
I don't know if they can do that, but we'll try.
but that's what we're trying to do there. Item 3 is amendment documentation for public record. They'll be putting that together and getting it over to us, and then we will have to have a public hearing on it here. And there we'll ask for the community to give us their input, but it has to be here, and people have to be here to do that. So right now, we're down to really, we're covering all the items in number 3 right now. Number 5, the RDC vote to approve it. That means after we have the hearing, we can go ahead and do, make a vote on whether to approve it and move forward. At that time, it looks, we're not sure, but item 6 here says Plan Commission review if required by local code. That means if in our ordinances, the Planning Commission has to review this, they'll need to go through it and give us their okay before we can move forward. I don't recall anything in our ordinances that says they have to review that though. Not unless it's been added in the last 10 years. And then once that's all done, we will go to the town council and present it to them. And then if they approve it, then we'll move forward to item 8, which is notify the taxing district that it's going to go into place, and the final mapping and publication will be done, and that's item number 9. So right now we're working on the number 3, all 3 of those items up there, and moving forward there. Is there any questions or any concerns about the steps that we got going on here, or any questions about that?
I don't understand, you said when all the people would have to be there, who's gonna be here?
Well, the public, you have to have a public
Okay.
meeting and you open it up for anybody to be here. Even though we're live streaming,
Yes, okay. I didn't know
it
if you meant
requires
somebody
people,
from the
and they have
state
to
or-
sign
okay.
in, yeah. People, everybody will have to sign in that day to show who was here.
Okay, good.
And then that way we can show that we had a public meeting. If no one comes, we'll sign the document and then close the meeting, go on then. The public part of it and go on.
When you say the 3 items in item 3, what's the time frame for that? Are we doing it tonight, or is that over the next month or 2?
These are items that are coming, so we're not doing any amendments tonight or nothing. They're putting that all together for us.
And the time frame for that will be about how long?
Not really certain. I think as far as getting them the prints, which is the number 2, I think we can do that pretty quickly. And Dave has a person working with him now. She was here also, and we were able to meet her.
Is that who you're talking about getting the mapping people to?
I'm sorry,
Dave, you're talking about Dave getting it to?
Kiesler, yeah.
Cause we did that already.
This is the revised one. They're
Yeah.
gonna send they're having the county send him a revised electronic correct.
Okay.
Map, yeah. It was missing some pieces off of
Oh,
it.
okay.
And we had to have them put it all together.
I'll get there.
Yeah, everything, no, you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the map was, it
Yeah,
looked
I
similar
remember
to
that. We
that, but
worked on
the
it.
markings on it were off. And so we had to show him which, and he's gotta go back and they've gotta research all those properties that we gave him the list on.
Okay.
And they'll make sure, and then the county will give us a revised map then. Well, they'll send him a PDF file, a CAD file, so they can go in and make the markings of which properties are supposed to be in it. So, yeah, they're gonna mark up the map, not the county. We're just gonna get a copy of that the big map of the
An
town of
up-to-date
Virtual.
revised.
Yeah, and it's gonna be sent electronically over to them. So that's why I wanna make sure everybody's got a copy of this, and I appreciate Rick being there yesterday. They just kinda called out of the blue, and I was talking to Rick, and I said, oh, by the way, we're meeting. And so, here we were. So, it worked out very well, because that was the first time I've ever met this guy, that I can remember.
Dave?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, worked out nice, and so I think, I'm looking forward to some good stuff there.
There is one thing, we thought we could save some money because the financial advisor, Mr. Brock, was already working for the town under the wastewater treatment plant, proposed treatment plant. However, since this is a different fund and a different project, it does have to have a separate, different contract, so.
So, yeah, there'll be a separate contract from both parties to work with us on this. We can't piggyback onto the town, so. All right, any other questions there? Okay, we'll move to the town signage.
Well, it said town signage, but actually this is signage for the Western Championship signage. And so we contacted 5 vendors, we got 4 responses. Only 3 are available right now. The 4th one, there was a question because they said, we want to make the panels shorter, and that way we can make them more uniform. And like the problem is, no, we're trying to use our existing poles, so we need them that 48 inches wide. And so because of that, and then an issue down at Hall Signs in Bloomington, we did not get that yet. But we did get the other 3, Clifford's, Hoosier Sign Guy in Tiffin, and Houston Sign in Kokomo. And so they're sitting there. We do not have to take the lowest bid. It's better to take someone local, and if you can get someone that you've worked with before, that's good too. One thing is that, a couple things. The town normally deals with Hall Signs out of Bloomington, so I would like to get something from them. That is where we normally get our street signs. Another thing is that we would like to have, it's called prismatic high vis, which actually pops out much more at night. We have had a problem with the signs just going dark at night, and that's something that Clifford said that they could do, and the others did not say they would. So, comments and questions?
I like Clifford's, but we should wait for all signs and see what we're gonna do.
I agree.
Okay.
Because the towns are used to using that sign company and everything, and so I would be interested to see what they had to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we, so moving forward, working with Clifford's, but waiting for Hall Signs to see where they end up, basically. Okay.
And could we vote by email if they come in the next few days?
No, we have to be in a form like this.
And the other thing is the board could authorize Mark and myself to work this issue through and have the authority to contract, if that's okay with the board.
I make a motion that we let you, Rick, and Mark deal with the sign company. If the quotes come in, do as you see fit.
And I second that, so we don't have to wait another.
Okay, we got a motion on the floor and a second. Is there any other discussion? Okay.
What's the question?
I do have a question here, and that is about this here layout here on the right side. And I'm still gonna, it's just, I wanna have some clarification
yeah,
here before
yeah.
I go any further. They show a Western Panther sign down here at the bottom.
That was mine. I am not a graphics designer, as you probably can tell. So
That's pretty good.
I wanted to somehow put the emblem in, and then I let them come up with proposals. Now, a couple of them just said, okay, what you wanted, you're getting. Clifford came back and said, well, this would look nicer. And so they put the graphic on top, and then they also did another thing, and that is, if you look at Clifford's, which is this one right here, they changed the placement of the years. And by doing that, you can get more years in there. You basically can just buy the numbers and stick
put
the
them on.
numbers on
Yeah,
the signs.
that's a better idea,
You
yeah.
don't even have to take the panels off and such. And there'll be more space.
Yeah.
There will be additional space up and down that we'll have to allow for, but we'll still have room on the poles we have.
And I like the logo at the top.
I do as well. Otherwise, the logo would be by itself on the top, but then there'd be another panel for state championship and this way it's incorporated.
Yeah.
And then so you say, then every year supposedly, if they want every year, you just get
Yeah.
that year.
You just get the decal, put the new
Yeah,
decal.
put the decal
Yeah.
on it.
Which would be a wonderful problem to have, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was,
Yeah,
so is that the only categories?
yes,
So far.
Okay.
so far. The policy that they've kind of developed at the school is that for athletic teams, it has to be recognized by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and
Okay.
in their list of state champions. And there's a similar organization for the fine arts, and so it has to be recognized by them, and that's where vocal jazz and band comes in, especially band, of course.
So, okay, but marching, okay.
One thing I did notice is that we have the vertical centers for the mounting holes on our poles are 1 inch on center. And so at that point, it's better to have an even numbered height on your panels. So you can drill the hole right in the middle. And so it will go each way. And so we're gonna have to play over a little bit with, instead of 9 inches, it may have to be 10, or it may have to be 8, so that we can get these things on there with no overlap on the panels. So there will be some talking with whichever one is chosen. You know, there's gonna be little things
And
like
then there
that.
will still be room at the bottom for more panels,
Yeah.
a few.
Not a whole lot, but yes, there are.
Yeah,
There is.
looks like about 18 inches at the bottom.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
is
Yeah, I
this
had
2
28.
signs then,
Pardon?
east and west? Or is it
Well-
north and south?
That's the other thing. We do not have placement for east. So we have 2 signs, one at the school and one at west, is where we have placement now.
Okay.
So and if we go east, we're gonna have to try and work with somebody out that way to put it out that way and relocate it. Cause, where the current, we don't have any sign out there now to begin with. So we're just gonna
So
have
you'd
to,
almost have to go east of the Roosevelt town sign.
or come back west toward the
Yeah.
railroad.
Yeah.
Railroad track there, about,
Yeah.
just about right there at Third Street and 26. So
Or.
we got quite a ways there to work.
Yeah, or the property where the Friends Church uses their
Yeah.
parking.
I don't like that one. That's
Too close to town?
too close in, yeah. Sorry. But
There's not much room out there, so.
No, there isn't. So we'll work with the different property owners and see what we can put together. I'm sure we can work something out.
I hope so.
And but right now, these 2 signs, and we're gonna pay for westerns.
that is my proposal.
Okay,
Because the Western Schools, of course, is, you know, that's one of the taxing agencies that we have, because we're taking the increase on our TIF zone. You know, that's one of the agencies that is not getting money, basically. It's not a lot, but I think we should, but that is also up to the board.
and
I would say yes.
the thing about we're doing this for these kids that went through and did an outstanding job to get these titles, you know, that's who we gotta think about, you know,
And it better connects Western to Roosevelt, since they're so far away.
yeah. So,
Well, that was not in the motion, but that's something to consider. I mean,
I'd be willing to add it to the motion, that it'd be 2 signs, one at Western and one on the west side. But you made the motion, so you'd have to amend it.
Give me a minute.
no, we made the motion is that when this comes through, the other quote that Rick and I would
Correct.
evaluate and then make the decision
Yeah.
based upon that.
Correct.
It's just the purchasing of it.
and so we would need the guidance from the
Yeah,
three of you to
we'll
make
need,
sure.
we'll need it if you wanna amend your motion, you can, and then we can make it to where, it'd be one sign at Western and one over here to West End, or, whatever you wanna do. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it to you that way,
Okay, I'm gonna amend my first one,
okay?
and I do believe we need to pay for the one at Western as well. So, I would, if we could possibly put all 3 signs in, you guys have my blessing to do it. Take care of
Okay.
it.
I would second
So you're making a motion that we have 3 signs,
Yep.
one for Western, 2 for Roosevelt,
Yep.
and the placement of the third one to be determined later.
Yes,
Out on the
correct,
east end of
correct.
Roosevelt.
Correct,
Okay,
And I second
yeah.
that.
and we have a second here by Ned. Is there any other
Is
discussion?
West, I mean, do we already have one at Western, or is
Yes.
that
Yes.
West? Okay.
No, there's already one there.
It looks just like the one we got
And
out
the
here at
town
the
put it
north
up?
end.
And the town put it up?
No,
No,
we put in 4 from what I've been able to gather, and they put in 1. So they put the one on Alto, and we put the one on the Forsyth. Now, one of them is gone and 2 of them are obsolete. North and south are pretty bad, and there's already been a request to pull the one on the south side, because the farmer put in well, you explained you were,
Yeah, he put in a new driveway right there, and we're pretty much blocking
blocking.
his way
blocking
to
his
get in and
ver-
out with his equipment, so.
So we're just gonna have the 2
No, my
signs.
question was, and maybe I just don't understand, did the town put the sign at Western?
No.
Is there one there now?
Yes,
there
there is
is
one now.
yes.
But the-
But we didn't pay for it,
Western paid for it.
you know.
As far as memory serves, yes,
And we know that they're agreeable to put one there?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, they're the ones that actually come up with who was gonna be on the sign.
Okay,
Those guidelines came from Western, not us.
right.
Okay. All right, we have a motion, we have a second. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion so carried. Okay. Next item here to discuss is the crossover down on South Union. I'm sorry we haven't made any progress there of putting up any kind of design or warning lights. Kevin, I may have to pull on your resources if you got some to help me out there. 'Cause you came up with that, and I still got that picture of that
Oh,
speed
yeah,
bump.
Yeah,
Yeah, that speed bump thing, similar to the one that's down here on College Street right now. But anyway, we'll, I may, if you don't mind, I could use some help there.
Okay.
Okay? And really what we're looking at is pretty much if you go down Washington Street there, where it crosses over from IUK over to those apartments, they've got that sign up, them lights up there, and kids can push that button and it turns it red so they can cross here. Really something that's similar to what we're wanting to do down here, keeping in mind, we've got combines and everything else that come down through there, but we need some kind of warning that people are entering into that crosswalk as they go across. And again, it fits kind of into our pedestrian and motor vehicle separation program, or I shouldn't say program, kind of it's more of a directive that we're working on, trying to influence more of that. The portable vehicle signs, I've got the 2 quotes back.
Well, do we have any ideas about money on crossovers?
No, I don't. I
Okay.
don't have any idea on the crossover,
All right, thank you.
okay? The next is on the signage for the town marshal. And this one company is right here, they're called All Traffic. And the other one, Ned, I think you've got that copy there. And it's from, and they just,
Solution sign?
yeah, Solution, yeah. Now, the sign we're looking at is one that's at least 15 inches. It's about 15 inches tall, and what it would do is display. It'd be solar operated,
You're talking about the speed,
Yeah.
speed sign, yeah.
okay.
where it would display people's speed to kind of help control speeding up and down Union Street. There's All Traffic gave me a quote for 4 of them. And of course, for them, I asked if there was an annual software fee for the license, and they said not for the app or the license fee. There is a renewal for Traffic Cloud. And that's if this transmits to the cloud and they pull it up in the office. They said they'd be
Who
able,
pulls it at?
All Traffic. People from, and I printed it out here. They said they could give me a better idea about the cost on that once we finalize the quote here. I did ask, can officers download the information from the signs to their laptops and their squad cars, or would they need an internet service to communicate? He said yes. The traffic suite, you can get free Bluetooth as well. If their vehicles have a modem, they can log into the cloud or via the Bluetooth connection. And then I told them I asked about mounting height, and they're saying, I explained to them our situation here. He said you need them to be about 6 to 8 feet off the ground to be able to function. These signs do not have any kind of you can't program a message to it or nothing. It's gonna display the speed, and you can get that in white or yellow or whatever color you want. But then there it is in white. And then this kind of explains the Traffic Cloud. If you went to bigger signs, you could program messages on it, but then it's not going to be portable as portable unless you mount it on a trailer. This sign here, or this group over here, I asked them, their license is $500 per unit per year, and that links it to the cloud. And then, so the officers could get real-time information on it in the office. But that seems to be a little bit expensive to me. I think it's too expensive. They can download by Bluetooth, and they can pull up and download a message board. They can make a message board on it also. So if somebody's doing the correct speed, it puts up a smiley face, or they can program different things to go into that. And again, I was looking at a 15-inch, same size, 15-inch, but it can do more than what these can do here. These here just really display, because that'd be the one we were looking at, be the shielded radar.
Are both of them solar powered?
Yes, both of them are. They'd be solar powered, so wouldn't need to have any kind of power source ran to them. So that's the information I got.
And they are portable?
Yeah, we can take them off and move them to another location and set them. And only thing you need is just the mounting bracket, and you put it wherever you want it, and then you can move it around however you need.
And what was the price on those?
Well, now this was for 4 of them, and for 4 of them, this one here was from All Traffic was $24,957.28. Again, that was for 4. These units run $3,417. And you get the Bluetooth software is included is added on at $100, and that's a one-time. But if you go through here, and if you don't get this Traffic Cloud program here, and just use the Bluetooth data, let that download in, you can take another $1,500 off of that. And then you come on down. There's other. The solar powered with a 24 amp hour battery is like $600, and the solar power panels are 50 watt, and they're included in that includes the bracket for the pole and harness and everything. That's about $500. So I'd have to go down through here and break this down individually.
Now, do these run all the time, or?
Yeah, they run all the time. and then they can go by and download the data off of it.
Yeah, they can see like what hours of the day is the busiest,
Yeah, and it,
stuff like that.
it doesn't take like pictures of the cars. Now, they do have a product, that company has a product that will do that, but that's not what we're looking for. It'll record the speed of the car plus the license plate and take a picture of it, so they can kind of help. I think they're using that in these construction zones now.
Yes.
You go around 465, you're not doing the speed limit, but you're going to get a copy of that in the mail. It'll be a copy of your car along with your citation will come to you in the mail. So, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for traffic control and data to show peak times when we're seeing high rates of speed and things like that.
I would think we wouldn't want any more than Bluetooth, but Bluetooth so that they're observing what's going on and just have proof with it.
Right. And they'll be able to pull up and be able to pull it right off. They don't have to get out of the car.
Yeah.
They can download it, and they can, if you only got 2 of them, that should be simple.
My concern is just to make sure that we could move them from Union to Liberty during the ball field season. Because there's a lot of people that really, well, Kevin knows because he
Yeah,
lives on,
I can shoot right past my house.
yes. I don't want I know there's a person who believes everything is a drag strip here on South Union, but at times Liberty is too fast for comfort when I'm on my bike or anything like that,
Yeah.
or walking.
There's a lot of kids, a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
Would you have to have
Kids
mounted
go-
poles
cars.
that then you would move it between the poles?
I-
Or are there poles already there?
I think we might be able to use our traffic sign poles, I think. But if we had to install a pole, that should not be an issue. You can just drive it in, put the mounting brackets on it. That way you can remove it to another, and affix it on there and lock it on, and then it'll be there so they can move it around. That's the whole idea, is to make these things mobile to where they can put them at different
Right. I just
locations.
was wondering are there already traffic signs on Liberty?
I don't know if there's is there a speed limit
I
sign down
believe
through
so.
there?
There's no parking signs all down through there.
Well,
There's,
there isn't.
See, it
So
can
we
mount
have
to about
various
any
signs
pole,
down through there, yeah.
Then it would work well.
Yeah. And I'm sorry.
If we had to replace a no parking sign with a taller one and stronger one that would fit this above, I don't think that would be an issue, a big issue.
But
Then we wouldn't have a naked pole
Yeah.
during times.
I would think that one over there, I think I put the cost on that, that's attached to that.
Evolution,
Yeah, I think I thought it,
I don't see writing on there.
okay. Now the one here that I was looking at was the 15 FM. I'm gonna highlight it here real quick because of everything that it would do. And here, I'll let you guys look at that. I thought I did write back to them and ask them about some of the information, and they just sent it to me.
I thought he marked it, I don't see him. Oh, there.
that's the one he's looking at.
Here it is. I asked about how many operating licenses are included in the purchase. And she goes, in the fee of $500 annually covers the software updates and operation. She goes, we're looking at I told her we're looking at the model 15 FM to be mounted on existing poles, solar powered units, and used on main road access for speed monitoring. And I asked if there was a price break or discount that if you buy more than one unit. And let's see here. She said, if you decide not to renew the cloud service, you get the cloud service for 1 year for free. But the data can still be retrieved via Bluetooth. That's on that unit there. And then the sign would require driving to the sign, but definitely it's a workable option. I'll need to confirm whether there is a maximum number of signs that can operate under one cloud, as I haven't been asked that before. Because I want to know under this license how many signs operate on this.
I'm not sure I really am interested in picking up a yearly fee for when,
When you can drive up to it and download it.
yes.
Yeah.
especially if you can do it from Bluetooth inside the car
Yeah.
with the window open.
Yeah, I'd agree. We're not really using it as a tool for policing, just for monitor, just to slow people down.
Yeah.
But let them
Yeah.
believe they're being policed.
They offer what's called a multi-year pricing and discount rate. And she sent it to me here, so it's like a 1 year. Okay, that's the, if you buy the license ahead of time, this cloud service, similar to this, if you buy that, please let me know how many units you're considering. I'd be happy to put together a tailored pricing proposal. And I'll forward your thoughts and hope this helps. Best regards, and it's Scarlett Nash at Account Manager. So, and that's at Traffic Logic. That's the name of that company, Traffic Logic. But so I don't have a firm quote from them like I do from All Traffic.
So this Traffic Logic is at 3,417?
No, yeah, that's Traffic Logic. Yeah, that's. And see, they sent me two different quotes. One is for the 15-inch sign, the other is for an 18-inch sign. So, you know, something else to remember, they've got that one back here, that one radar unit that they have, that's not functioning. So something like this could mount right on that
Oh.
little trailer thing and move all over the place.
I hadn't thought of that.
We already have the trailer, that's right.
We've already got a trailer, so we got that already. Strip it off, slap this on there, they can just drive over there, it's all solar powered.
Yeah.
So were you thinking like, first you said 4, and then you said what they were a piece. Are we thinking
Yeah,
about
they,
starting with 2?
they gave me,
or-
they gave me a pricing of 4.
Okay, so you
and-
have to get 4?
No, we can get whatever amount we want.
Well, I think
But
they-
some of these costs here are still gonna be associated to one of those.
Because we don't even know how they're gonna work.
Huh?
Because we don't know how they're going to work. If there's gonna be problems with them, or,
That's true. That's true.
Although they're proven in other places. We can find out where they're being used and ask them
Yeah.
okay.
how it's working. We don't have to be the guinea pig.
Here's, yeah, oh yeah, no, these are being used all over, I
Or
think.
if we wanted to consider 3, we could put 1 on the trailer and,
We could do that. I will tell you, those there is, I think Burlington is using this same style. Because last night yesterday we were talking to Fulkerson, Josh, when he was in here, and he says they're using one over there in Burlington.
Yes, right where it drops down to 25 mile an hour.
Yeah,
they've got one
and
sitting right there.
it'll say thank you or something on there if you're going the speed limit, or it says something that's a positive message that, showing the appreciation that people are doing what they should be doing. So they said they really liked that idea, so that's where I found this.
so
Yes.
that one does that?
Yes, this one here, you can put whatever message you want in there. And again, it comes in, it's got a white background, it says your speed, and then it pops up here on the LED. This one here also, those LEDs can change colors.
Yeah,
so-
the ones over in Dayton, Indiana, if you're speeding, they're one color. And as soon as you get to the correct speed, it changes color and says thank you underneath it.
Yeah, that's what this will do. You can do that with this.
So if you buy just the Bluetooth one, is there a license fee or anything every year?
No.
There's not a license fee up front either?
No.
Just the sign?
Not unless you decide that you continue with what's called Traffic Cloud.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get Traffic Cloud for
So
1 year
that's only
free.
if-
Yeah,
That licensure's only if you have the cloud?
yeah, if you wanna, and that cloud means that it's gonna be dumping the information, and then they can look at it in the office, which if we had 100 of them out here, that'd be one thing, but if you're only looking
Yeah,
at a
if you
couple.
were using them in a town of the size of Kokomo, you'd want to be able to see all of them at one time through the cloud.
Yeah, be able to pinpoint,
But we can buy as many as we want, and it's no additional
that's it.
anything. That's the,
You get that cloud for 1 year, and after that year, you don't have to renew it.
Since they're movable and we have a trailer, I like the idea of 3, and then we can move them where there's a need. So if there's tending to speed coming north on 750, put it there for a while. I think coming into town from the west, they tend to speed till they get to Dollar General.
The idea was to get a couple of them, put them here on Union Street to start with, see how they work out. And then if we wanted to put 2 more like out on 26 coming in and out. But, you know, again, with that, I got to thinking today, and it's like, wait a minute, we got that trailer and that one's not functioning. This could replace that, and it could be portable. Yeah.
I would
And
like,
it could serve the same function anywhere you want to put it.
not that I wanna delay us, because Lord knows we delay ourselves enough, but I'd kinda like to have, you know, Carl and Josh, input as far as how many and where they would want them placed, and so we just are a little more educated, as far, and hopefully have them here so we can discuss this.
Well, when I spoke to Josh about it, he said, right here, Union Street is his problem. He'd
Okay.
want one at the north end, one down here at the south end.
Okay,
Because what it would do is tell him when they're really speeding through here so they could focus on being there during that time
oh,
of
at
day.
those times.
And Carl has the trailer one taken apart,
Yeah,
so he would know if this would mount on it well or not. Just ask him if that would work like that.
And also we need some square tubing.
just need the mounting
Square
bracket.
tubing and a welder, and we'll make it.
we'll
fit.
make it work.
You already answered it.
Yeah, we'll stick that, that's not a problem. We can make it work on there, because it's not gonna need a power source, because it's gonna have its own.
Yeah.
So it's all set.
And that one has to be recharged every 2 weeks or so.
You don't have to do that with this. And if you decide to pick it up and move it, you can move it someplace and set it up real quick. You know, and these are programmable. If you've got, like, you can put messages on there like, you know, high water, or, you know, road closed or something of that nature. You can put different messages on there. They got like road work ahead, do not pass, keep left, school zone.
And it's all gonna go in that little 15-inch space?
Yeah, it goes in there where the number is. It'd be 15 inches high.
Okay.
So, or you can actually go to the 18-inch. It's just, those are a little bit bigger and harder to move around.
Yeah, I think the 15 would be.
Yeah, we're a small town, small streets.
You'll see it when it comes on, and it comes on in different, you can make it in, like he was saying, in different colors. So if they're exceeding by a certain amount, you could have it go red, or if they're doing the speed limit, it flash green and say thanks, or put a smile face on there. They show a smile face here that you can put in that. So that's the different messaging options that we have with it. But I'd like to find out exactly from both companies exactly how much, 2 or 3, whatever we want to do. And again, we're not going to renew the cloud. I wouldn't do that, especially with us being able to have
No.
Bluetooth capability.
Yeah, I don't think you need it.
So they answered my questions. It's just now we just got to zero in on a little more.
Sounds good.
So I guess I'm looking at you guys. How many do we want to look at? 2, or do we want to look at 3?
I'd say 3.
3.
At least 2. And 3 would be nice, and they could just move it around easier than taking them down.
I like they are portable, so that
Right. They could be. Yeah.
So if we're looking at around, just broad ballpark, 6,000 per unit, 7,000 per, 7,000 per unit.
I thought it was 3,400.
Well, you got to add these items on. That's why I'm saying I
The
need
fine
some
print.
clarification here on. It says each, so each of them they're saying it takes all this, and here that's like 1, but this is 4. That's 4. This is 4, so that you divide that by, that'd only be like $350 for 1. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
So you're saying it would be about $10,000 a sign?
well, this is for 4 of them. They're saying 29,000. So, even if you just divide that by four, or divide that by four, you've got,
7,500.
Yeah.
about 7,500 apiece. And that's from traffic, these traffic
Traffic
guys.
Logic.
Traffic
Yeah.
Logic.
Traffic Logic. And this is Traffic Logic's, this is all their paperwork here. And again, they didn't get, I thought I printed out their quote, but obviously I'm losing it or something.
So where does all that fit with the 80,000 we have to spend this year?
It's within our budget.
Is the 80,000, is that including the,
Shelter?
No, you won't see that shelter till next year anyway.
Well,
No, but we can go ahead and move that into that project fund. We can move that we'll talk about that here in a minute.
because once you spend
'Cause-
$80,000, oh, the project now that was what, around 65, or,
yeah, we had originally budgeted 60
I've
back
got it
when we
here
did our
somewhere.
budget last year in '24. And I think it came in at 62.5 or 65, help me. But we do have 60,000 for sure, and we could do more next year, or we could do 65 right now. We could buy maybe 2 of these units in October, December, and 1 more in January type of thing, and still be within budget. Yeah, if the numbers work out, I think the 3 would also be nice, the 2 on poles and.
Yes, and one, so we can move the third one around weekly if we wanted to.
Well, yeah, you can even take it off the cart and put it up on a
Yeah.
pole if you wanna make it stationary too.
That's
So-
true.
So having that little cart is really nice, because with that, we can move the third one around.
well, how hard are they to move?
Oh.
Do they just clip on, or they have to
Bolt
be
on.
something that, do what?
Bolt 'em on.
So nobody can take them off?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
So I don't know if we should just start with 2 and then get another one, or just start with 3. I'm agreeable to either.
Are you looking for a vote tonight?
I'm looking for a motion to tell me, so I can get some firm quotes in
I
here for you.
would make a motion for 3
Okay,
with Bluetooth only, nothing beyond that.
yeah,
And we are looking for quotes.
Right.
right.
Okay, I'll second that motion.
Okay, we got a motion on the floor to go ahead and pursue getting a finalized quote for 3 of these units from both these companies, and then present it back at the next meeting, correct?
Correct.
And I would want input from Josh and Carl, just so.
Well,
they're
I did send this over to them.
Okay.
Yeah. They did receive all this information. So, cause I asked them, I said, what do you think of this? And, and I emailed all of it over to them.
No feedback?
Yeah, they said they liked the ones over in Burlington, which is this one here.
Yeah, and those are exactly like the ones I was talking
Yeah.
about over at Dayton.
So
They-
does
they
Burlington
ch-
just have 1?
I think they've got one on each end, but I'm always going north through Burlington. So I've never come south through there, so I don't know.
I've seen it, but I don't
Yeah,
remember.
It's right when you hit to the 25 zone, which is only like 2 blocks from 22. That's when it kicks on, right there.
And it's on the north side?
Yes.
Yeah.
They could use 3, they could
Yeah.
use one on 22.
Yeah, but it's clear. I mean, it pops when you get to it. It lets you know.
Yeah.
And if for some reason we have to move the little trailer around, maybe there's a special event going on somewhere where we need to really slow traffic down, We could warn people of, pedestrians, things like that.
During a parade.
Yep.
I had a note to ask, what does Burlington use? If you already know then what it is?
I don't know what brand they use.
Oh, okay.
But I can find out. I can go look on their sign. It's gonna have a name on it.
All right.
That'd
Please
be
do.
great.
Yeah. I'll zip over and check it out, and I'll let you know, Mark.
Okay, thank you.
And if I'm out and about, if I'm just out driving around, I'll swing by Dayton and see what brand they're using.
Okay.
Are we gonna vote?
Isn't retirement nice?
Yeah.
Swing by Dayton.
You're gonna wish you never had said, hey, I'll help out.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I'm glad. I tell you, that's a big help. Okay, we're going to pursue getting locked in on,
Yeah.
for 3 units, and portable units, with the mounting brackets and everything else. We got a motion and a second. Any other discussion or questions? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion so carried. Okay, now. I gotta find my notes again. Rick, what's the next thing we got on the agenda here?
Community Center Park
There it
Picnic
is.
Shelter.
That's it.
Just so that everyone is aware, I mean, it's kind of all around town right now, but the federal government exceeded all expectations by coming in more than a month early as far as their decision. And their decision was positive, and they are supporting $325,000 grant to the town for the inclusive playground, restroom, and picnic shelter project. And it is on a 50-50 basis, so the town and Park and Tree Board had previously raised $325,000. And thank you, Community Foundation of Howard County, for the biggest pledge of all. And then, of course, there was the TIF Board pledge as well for the pavilion. The nice thing about those pledges is the more pledges we had, the bigger we could ask for, because it's a one-to-one match. But the government did require that we had those dollars not in promissory promises, but actually a firm pledge or in the bank. And by having that in the bank, we could ask for that amount. That means the project is $650,000 overall. $650,000 for our town overall, for the kids and for our park.
And it's an
Inclusive playground. The Park and Tree Board is going through a few changes. With everything going up, they had to make some changes as far as what might come out and what might stay in. There were problems. We had fixated on, the Park and Tree Board had fixated on poured-in-place rubber for a long time, but it's just not lasting in the places in Kokomo where they have installed it. So now they're looking more at an AstroTurf type of thing, like you'd see on the soccer fields down at Grand Park in Westfield and so.
Westfield High School and Carmel
and everything.
some of them.
So that's all in process, and it's just all good news. How can our board do what needs to be done? We had set aside, out of our $100,000, we said we would put $60,000 into that inclusive playground, into the shelter, because that's what we said we would do, back last year. Well, it's still sitting there, and my recommendation, you know, let's discuss this before maybe someone makes a motion, is we take that $60,000 and we move it from our fund to the fund for the Park and Tree Board, where that's their money that's been reserved, if you will, just for this playground. That's where all the money that they put in, all the donations and such. And I think also then, now that we have this final okay, we also go to the Community Foundation as a town and say, okay, can we have your $100,000 now to go into this fund? But that's a bigger picture. My thinking is we take money from the TIF Board fund and we move it into the Inclusive Playground Fund now.
But how do we know it's gonna be used for the shelter? What if they decide, oh, we wanna do this other first?
That would void the grant, really. The grant was, it was required in the grant to do the shelter and bathrooms, because that's where you got additional points as opposed to just a playground.
So us committing to doing that gave them points for the approval on that grant.
And the project's already planned with all those
But
details.
it's just planned, it's not,
Well, that's the whole grant's organized around the
Yeah.
proposal.
I cannot, I understand what you're saying, I just can't see it happening in a town our size,
you can't see what happening.
where they would say, well, we decided not to put a restroom in. We've decided not, especially when they got the money for a picnic area, I can't see them saying, oh, we decided not to put a picnic area in. That just wouldn't fly in my world.
Right,
But
but
we
they're
can-
having to cut, right?
They only talked, when they were talking cutting, they were only talking about pieces of equipment, square footage of the inclusive playground. That's where they can cut.
Yeah, they can't cut the pavilion because that's part of the money they got was because of the pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
What if we put a contingency on it,
I would go for that.
to where that money is to be for that shelter and the shelter only? That we will transfer the funds will be transferred, but only for that use.
That'd be fine. And then do we do the 60 that we had budgeted way back, or allocated way back in 24, or 65, which is the current?
We raised it because the quote came in.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
way,
right
there's
here.
no way they're
Yeah.
gonna bill it for the
In
original
May, we
quote.
did that.
You know. They're gonna struggle to get it at 65 now,
Or
I
we,
think.
or we revisited it, but I've got it written down in May.
You got it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. She,
Yeah, because the actual, what we actually said in the beginning was we would pay for it.
Yeah.
Period, so we never put a money cap on it. Right,
Mm-hmm.
so it won't break ground, I mean, even if we give them the 65, they don't break ground until January, well, it'll be May.
May,
It may be 75 by the time they're done, so we would have to come back and give them more money,
well,
correct?
and, right, and if we don't go ahead and take that allocation out of this year,
Sure,
next year it's gonna limit us on
Yeah,
what we
yeah, I
can do.
understand, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I agree,
that's
I
no
agree
problem.
with what he's trying to say, I'm just making sure that I understand. That
You're
we-
spot
we-
on.
We did say we'd pay for it, not, we'll pay for it up to this point, we'll pay for it. So if we have to next year, when the project's actually done, we may have to give them more money. Okay, I just wanna make sure I understand. Yeah, it's no problem with me.
So I'll make a motion that we move $65,000 out of the TIF account and put it into the inclusive playground account, contingent upon that money being used to pay for the picnic shelter pavilion.
do we, can I talk?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do we actually have an account? Isn't it all in the towns?
No,
no,
what if we ask Megan?
Well, it's all one, or
We'll make
4 or
sure,
5
yeah.
bank accounts,
Yeah.
but within each one of those bank accounts are all little funds, including the police department has a donation fund that it's not allocated, it's just people who make donations to the police department, it goes into that little pot. And then there's bigger pots like, well, Park and Tree Board has theirs, and then the Inclusive Playground has one.
So I'll second his motion.
okay, we got a motion on the floor to move $65,000 from the TIF fund into the, Park and Tree Board.
Well, let's do
It's
the, let's do the Inclusive Playground.
inclusive playground account with the contingency that that's to be used for the shelter only.
Do we have to have the town board approval to move that money?
They gave us $100,000 to work with,
Okay.
so,
It doesn't actually get moved anywhere, does it?
Yes.
It only gets moved on paper.
On paper.
on
yeah.
paper.
It'll go from our account to their account.
I don't wanna
Right.
touch it.
Yeah.
But then we spent it this year, so
Yes,
that we'll have
correct.
another
Right,
100
it's,
back.
it's out of our, and then that resets us as of January then.
Yeah, if you give that to Marina.
There you go.
That's our, and I know some people don't like saying this, but if you think of one big bank account, but you've allocated it amongst your kids, and you say, okay, there's 10,000 in this account, but 2,000 is yours and 3,000 is yours.
But if we don't spend it, then it goes away.
The authorization to spend, no, that does not go away.
The money's still there,
The money stays over,
Yeah,
but we can only spend 100,000 per year.
yes.
So
right.
if we don't spend it before the end of this year, then we can only spend up to 100,000 next year.
So, but then is that,
So we're spending the 65,000 by putting it in that account. we're spending it from our account.
But it's not
to
gonna
their
go
account.
anywhere, it's still gonna be in the bank.
But on
Yeah,
paper,
but it's not gonna be under our
le-
funds.
It's
Our-
legal, legally, it's not ours anymore.
Yeah, it's not ours then, for this year.
So then we're not responsible for it.
Yep.
It disappears.
You got it.
Because I think
But
the
then
town
next
can
year
do
we-
whatever-
if-
Steal it.
Next year then, we start with another $100,000.
Okay,
And then if we've got sidewalks or something that's gonna get in there, or more traffic control or whatever, then that, we've got our whole $100,000 budget to work with. But right now, our budget for this year, we're sitting here at the end of August, and we've, how
We have
how much-
80,000 left.
Yeah,
Well, not after that motion.
No.
the thing is though, if,
go ahead. No, go ahead. It's all right,
if it's not gonna be done before the end of the year,
right? But it's out of our.
We've used it though.
they're just transferring it.
Yeah,
to-
it's on paper, we've spent it within 2025. So what we've got left is all we're gonna have then till the end of the year. But then even if we carry over $30,000 to next year, it doesn't matter, we're only allowed to spend up to 100. So by getting it out of there now, on paper and moving it over, it clears the way for us whenever we hit 2025. We know that money's already been allocated out and dedicated, so it doesn't come off of us then.
So then how do you do that, Rick, to make a contingency?
Just in our motion.
Just cross
Just
my
by our
heart?
motion.
Well, we're all here. I mean, if
We have thousands of viewers who seen what we've decided.
the Park and Tree Board were to decide
I'm
in,
talking about legally.
pardon?
I'm talking about legally.
Oh, legally.
That's what minutes are for though. They're legal documents of decisions made.
And having these discussions, especially on air and in the minutes, it helps hold everybody accountable, you know? And that's, I appreciate it, really.
Yeah. If
At
it's
first, I
all-
was a little nervous about it, but, you know, now I just try to, yeah, it's there and, okay.
Don't pick your nose, yeah.
Yeah, don't scratch my nose or do something
Yeah, 'cause
stupid.
I mean, basically, we're giving that money to our own people in our own community.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not like we're writing a check to somebody else.
No,
You know,
No.
I mean, half the people in here are sitting on that park board anyways. You guys are both on the park board, aren't you?
I'm not on it.
Oh, okay, I thought you were, yeah.
No.
Rick's
I've
on it.
visited a couple times.
Yeah, so, you know,
So-
I'm very confident that it will be handled.
I do too. I was at their meeting, was it no, I
Yes.
haven't been to the last meeting, it was the one before.
No, you were at
And-
the last one, cause I watched it online.
Okay, when's your next one? Next
First.
week?
First Tuesday.
Okay. But, it was nice to come in and just listen to them
Good.
and everything, and I think it'll work. As long as we got this contingency, it's documented, it's recorded, and I think they'll respect our request, especially seeing how we're giving them $65,000 toward that building. And if there's an overrun on it because of inflation, we'll revisit it and as a board and discuss it and make a decision together. You know, I'm not one person, it'll be all of us.
And we'll have more money to work with.
And we'll have a full $100,000 to work with, and that won't interfere if we have other projects that we come up with. And, you know, hopefully we can still continue to hear things from the community too. Coming on to Roosevelt Chatter, there's been a lot of good ideas come through there, and I want folks to know that we really appreciate that input, because that's valuable, very valuable. It's their community. Let's help. We're just kind of here to help improve the community based upon what they're wanting to do. And traffic is a problem. We know that. We've heard it from different individuals all over the town, you know. So we're gonna work with the police department to help control that. So I think it's a good thing.
I'm very appreciative of what the park board does.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying they're gonna deliberately do something to take that money, I'm not saying that. I just wanna see it go.
Yeah, and I think once they get ready to break ground, they've got that money there they can move right away on that.
where we were told, this is Mark and I, this week, is right now, because all the approvals are done, the contract is being prepared by the IDNR. And then the contract will come into the town and be signed off on. And once that contract is in place, then you can start spending money. And then it is a little different because you have to actually spend the money and then ask for the match. And so you first have to like put $60,000 into building the pavilion, the picnic shelter, and then you can ask for that 60,000 match that you can put into the next thing.
In increments, you can do it that way.
Yes.
Yeah. And then,
Well,
so
that's
then they can turn around and say, well, okay, here, we can go ahead and take off now on the shelter, turn around and they'll write them a check then to match it up.
So there's a number of draws you can do. Now, at a certain point, though, you hit the 325,000, and they go,
That's it.
"You're done."
This is your last check.
And there have been projects like that where we got the last check, and we still had we had a cost overrun. It turns out we had to repave some stuff, and so then we just had to find more money, or
Water improvements and sewer.
Yeah.
or
plants,
short something.
They're real bad about missing them all.
Overruns.
Yeah.
Once you start digging,
You don't, especially here, you don't know what
Oh, yeah.
foundations, they buried everything. Okay, well, we've got a first and a second. Is there any other discussion? Do you feel comfortable with this now?
I think so.
Okay, well, and that's a part of the discussion, is that a way we can walk through it and make sure that, we can cover everybody's concerns, so. You okay,
I'm great, yep.
Ned?
Good to go.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. All right then, we have a first, second. Is there seeing how there's no other discussion, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion so carried. Okay, at this time, is there any other comments from the board or anything?
I know we put it in the minutes last month, but I just wanted to thank again the people, Jen Hyman and Jill Newby and all the rest of the Park and Tree Board that worked on that Youth Fun Fest.
Oh.
When you get 100 hot dogs and you run out, when you get 100 ice creams and you run out, and then you have to actually get more water, and the clicker person stopped counting at 159 because she said, "I can't keep track anymore."
Yeah, that was a good turnout.
It was an amazing turnout, and I love the fact that they did do the posting as a first annual, because that implies that there's going to be a second annual. And I'm looking forward to actually being in town that time.
Just think, with more
I
than
missed
2
it
weeks
too.
planning, how well it'll go.
And they did it
I
in
guess
2
it went
weeks.
over big. It was really good.
Yeah, so, just wanted to have it in the minutes one more time, that we were thankful for that. Because we're trying to make this town a better town, here for economic development and purchasing of capital, stuff. But for that, like that Fun Fest, or the things at the library, or some of the things at the Lions, just making it a more active town, a more community-minded town. That's all in the betterment of our community.
It helps, yes.
So I'll get off my soapbox now. So.
Okay, well, thank you. Any other comments? At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn,
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second it.
and I got a first and second. Anything else? Hearing nothing, meeting will be adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody, appreciate it. And folks, keep sending